and welcome back to another family reaction video. This time we're going to be checking out something from a channel that I don't think we've reacted to before.
No.
We may have, maybe once, but I can't remember. Because I get confused with all these like animated, historical type channels.
We like these ones though.
Yeah, this one is simple history. So this one is called 8 Things People Get Wrong About the US Military. So this brings me back to that video that we watched, 5 Reasons Not to Mess with the US Military.
Ah, yes.
And so this is, I suppose maybe this is preconceptions or preconceived ideas that people have about the US military that I think this video wants to settle or make right.
All right.
So let's check it out.
8 things people get wrong about the US military. Attention soldiers. There are 6 branches of the US military, and each and every one has popular myths surrounding it. Thanks, film and television. But is it true that you can run away and enlist in the army? And how often do you really have to drop and give him 20? Turns out, we've got a lot wrong about how the US military works. Number 1, all veterans have dangerous PTSD. Sadly, studies have shown that of all the Iraq and Afghanistan war veterans, those displaying PTSD make up, at the lowest, 13.5%, and at the highest, 20 to 30% of personnel.
Wow.
There is an unfortunate stereotype that these veterans are prone to outbursts of violence as survivors of PTSD. In fact, in a 2021 survey of 2,000 Americans, 26% believe that people with PTSD must be violent or dangerous. But this view of PTSD has been exaggerated by the media, leaving the average person to believe anyone who comes back from war is a firecracker waiting to go off. Although it can be a symptom of the illness, it's a myth that PTSD automatically equals a violent person. The overwhelming majority of people with PTSD live regular day-to-day lives upon returning home and do not harm others. Number 2, enlisting is easy. There are plenty of TV shows and movies where the troubled young kid runs away and enlists in the army, disappearing from his family seemingly overnight. But this is incorrect. It's nowhere near as easy to join the military as the media makes it out to be. No branch of the armed forces will take someone without at least a high school diploma or possibly a GED.
Wow.
And depending on the branch of the military you want to go into, there can be some strict requirements. Officer positions are competitive and require at least a college degree, although many actually also have a post-grad certification. In the Coast Guard, you can't have more than 3 dependents, and in the U.S. Air Force, you must be a certain height, weight, and vision, among other requirements. But there are 5 pieces of criteria you must meet no matter which branch of the military you're interested in joining. Number 1, we've covered. You need a high school diploma. The rest are: Number 2, be a full citizen of the United States or a resident alien. Number 3, be at least 17 years old. Number 4, pass a medical exam. Number 5, pass the ASVAB. ASVAB stands for the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test and is part of its own myth. Number 3, the ASVAB isn't important. The ASVAB is a test that assesses your mathematical reasoning, understanding of mechanics and science, word knowledge, as well as your ability to assemble objects. No matter what part of the military you're interested in, you will take this test. But some people believe the ASVAB doesn't matter and that you can get into the US military without passing this crucial exam. This is not true. Every branch of the US military requires a passing grade in this test, although what that score is varies from branch to branch, with the US Air Force having the highest score requirements to join. Number 4, the drill sergeant will drill you into the ground. Drop and give me 20. Thanks to television and movies, we believe that training is brutal, with a sergeant continually screaming in your ear, forcing you into back-breaking amounts of exercise, and the punishment of cleaning the entire mess hall with a toothbrush. But while this may have at one time been true, this is not an accurate representation of the military and its trainers today. The U.S. military has now banned hazing in any form and has a zero-tolerance policy for those caught doing it. Although it may still take place, it is no longer encouraged or officially sanctioned. Instead, the U.S. Army calls it fundamentally in opposition to military values, and drill instructors can no longer treat recruits however they may like. Under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, they state, derogatory terms, excessive physical activities, and any abusive or violent contact are now forbidden, and those caught can face severe punishment.
Wow.
Number 5, the pay in the military is low. Many people believe that those in the military are extremely low-paid public servants who struggle with their salaries. But like any other job or industry, pay can vary dramatically in the U.S. military. The base pay for new Army recruits who have been in service for under 2 years is lower at $21,999. But this increases with length of service. 4-star generals who have been in the military for 20 plus years are able to earn a much larger $203,698 per year. And depending on the state and military branch, they may also only be taxed on their base pay, with all extra income their own to keep. Plus, those in the Army are able to stretch their pay further than other professions with additional compensation and benefits, such as providing bonuses for food, health, housing, higher education, as well as being given 30 annual vacation days.
Lots of
Nice.
Army service can help soldiers pay for college with the post-9/11 GI Bill program, for example, providing steep discounts on tuition, as well as bonuses for accommodation and books. Depending on the length of service, the program can cover some or even all of one's public college fees, and for private and foreign college tuition, up to $25,000 annually. Number 6, everyone in the military has seen active combat. With troops fighting in the Middle East and stories of active combat on the news, many people believe that everyone in the military goes to war. But the U.S. military is a huge operation, and there are plenty of career paths and roles that have nothing to do with fighting overseas. For example, you could become a programmer, administrator, civil engineer, or psychiatrist, among many other options. And the newest branch of the U.S. military has nothing at all to do with combat, called the U.S. Space Force. It was established in 2019 as the world's only independent space force. Their concern is dealing with the aliens if they ever beam down. Number 7, the Army is where socioeconomically disadvantaged people turn. Across the U.S., there are many people who believe that the Army is usually somewhere people with few options for jobs or money turn. It's believed to be a main choice for socioeconomically disadvantaged individuals in search of a better life. But the actual makeup of the military does not match this belief.
I want to do a commando course as well.
A study in 2020 showed that a diverse range of people are attracted to a military career path, and that the poorest and wealthiest communities are actually underrepresented, with the majority of recruits coming from middle-class backgrounds. An earlier study concurred, showing that most recruits are actually wealthier, more educated, and more rural than most 18 to 24-year-olds. Number 8, soldiers shoot to kill. An active war zone is a horrible place, and it's always assumed that if a weapon is being fired, then it is fired with one intent: to kill the enemy. And while it's true that today's military personnel go through extensive dehumanization of the enemy training, the psychological impact of killing another human being means it's very likely that few soldiers are actually willing to shoot with the intention of killing. Studies into this phenomenon have been inconclusive and conflicting on the actual percentage of soldiers willing to shoot to kill. But there has been corroborating evidence that the number is not as high as you may expect, and varies from battle to battle, war zone to war zone. Overall, there is a lot of misinformation and misconceptions about the United States military and what it entails. These are just some of the most common myths that you hear every day. So now you know the truth. When are you signing up, soldier?
Wow. Yeah, I definitely want to do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. One thing that I find is that, I agree with number 1, how it's like whenever you watch like a movie or TV series, they always portray the returning soldier as someone who's severely damaged and suffering, and have these angry outbursts, or waking up in the middle of the night like screaming and sweating and stuff like that. That's kind of like what you see a lot.
And you're led to believe that's standard, but I'm sure it does happen.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I was quite interested to see that it was only 13.5% of return, or thereabouts, of returning soldiers. Just when that's portrayed as like, what happens so much.
And for that small percentage, I'm sure it's devastating for the families.
Oh, absolutely.
To have to go through, and for for the soldier, of course.
Yeah, because I don't even think it's something that you can sort of get over. I don't know. Maybe someone who is had it, or is has it. Is it something that you can cure, or is it something you just have to learn how to deal with?
Does time heal after a while, or
So
that's a big sacrifice. Your mental health is a big sacrifice to make.
Huge
for your country.
Yeah, definitely. It's probably next in line after your life.
Yeah, I would say.
Basically.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Another thing that they often portray is financial difficulty after someone is lost in war.
Oh, right, yeah.
You know how the wife or the spouse often goes into huge financial difficulty.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's actually a reality, or are there systems in place to look after families after someone has sacrificed their life?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So if you like that one, guys, make sure you smash the like button and comment down below. As always, guys, all the usual stuff. Share the video. It really helps us. Check us out on Instagram.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any future uploads.
Yeah, and make sure you do like and comment, because every single one does help our channel. It pushes us out. It helps us hit,
It absolutely
hit our
does.
stride. So it really helps.
Yeah. And we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.